Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at the last vehicle in the Italian part of the, air side of Talisman Series, and today we're going to take a look at the SM.91. This is a talisman that I remember getting out of a box a while back, and Harry was not pleased about that, but obviously now this vehicle's rank 2, and of course remains at 3.7. Why they decided to drop it a rank? Probably because people were abusing this thing, if I had to guess, with its insane frontal armament. But that would be my guess, because I don't really have an answer for you. So as per usual, in the description below there's going to be usual links. There'll be the TikTok, Discord, and Patreon page should you wish to support the channel any further. And of course, special shout out to my Patreon members, Bossnass and Ramranch, for supporting the channel via Patreon. So the SM.91 is a plane that was added a very long time ago, let's put it that way. And it still has its use, you know, like, I personally prefer the SM.92, but that's only because I use it in ground RB. Obviously, for air RB, this is the better plane by a country mile, and there's a few reasons for that, but we'll go over that. Obviously, the SM.91 is well known for its insane armament of 6 20mm cannons with 300 rounds apiece. But then you have the, what I like to call the security camera, because it does kind of look like one. The security camera one in the rear, so that's 7 20mm covering this aircraft, and this rear gun actually has pretty good coverage, I will say that much. Obviously, as you saw with the armor tab being open, you have no armor, so do expect to die in this thing, if you take too many head-ons or whatever. But anything that comes in front of these guns, you're dead. There's no polite way of putting it. You ain't surviving this salvo, let's put it that way. And even planes coming in from behind will struggle to tank even a single 151, especially with the cannon buff that these guns got. And I'm kind of looking forward to nuking some planes with this today. Obviously, in terms of ordnance and things like that, we do get access to 6 100-kilo bombs, or 6 50s. I'll probably take the 50s, just so I have a little bit of extra, you know, versatility and stuff like that. And, well, I'm going to do that just in case I forget. But otherwise, you want to be running Uni on the turret and Air on the 20s. Uni has the most HEF rounds, which obviously the mine shells. These will nuke anything. And, well, I'm kind of just looking forward to revisiting this plane. Obviously, we do have a couple of German engines here. We have the DB605s, which they do have pretty decent power. The climb rate of this thing is not that great, but, well, we do get a strike aircraft spawn, which should be pretty nice. And obviously, we can make work with that. 2 crews, so if we lose the pilot, that's the end of us, but that's pretty standard for most aircraft. But no. Kind of looking forward to this one. Obviously, after this, we will be moving on to Sweden, well, France, sorry, and then Sweden for the air side. But we still have a long way to go with the tank side, because I believe we've just entered China for that. So we've still got a long way to go in terms of tanks for the Talisman series. But obviously, we've still got a long way to go, and it's going to be a while before this series dies, that's for sure. But yeah, let's jump into a match, see how we do. And welcome to the match. Ron Kalkin goal today, and well, we actually have a down tier. Full down tier, which I'm going to have to start marking my calendar, because that doesn't happen very often, especially with me at the minute. Like I said, I did take the 650s. They don't weigh this thing down too much, and well, I just like having extra versatility, especially on a map like this, but, you know, it's just nice to have it. But I have seen a couple of dots climbing. Obviously, there's a year up there, but I'm not going to be able to stall climb for that. B-18 is a bit of a threat, but I'm not worried about that for now. What we got? IL-2, that's a threat. Another year, not a threat. Key 45, and an LA-5 coming in quite close. Okay, this could get interesting, that's for sure. Obviously, with us being a down tier, we do have to consider some enemy aircraft. You know, like there are enemy aircraft that I'd rather not run into, but at the same time, there's going to be some that, you know, I would like to run into. And that Key 45 is definitely one of them, although that LA5 is getting very close, and I don't like that. Alright, let's see if we can get the Key 45. Dodge out the way, and nuked! Single round straight to the cockpit, it looked like. And single round straight to the tail. Alright, they're pissed. Let's put the throttle down and go, because we can outrun them temporarily, especially the Russian aircraft. They'll rip trying to follow, but I think we've pissed them off, folks. See, I told you, 620 mils is very overkill, but once you get the shots on target, you just nuke anything. 109 should be able to help if he's actually paying attention. No, he's going for the yak over there, that's fine. I don't really want to bring it down, because obviously the B-25's right here, so, you know, I can swing it round. Also, forgot to mention, you do get actually air brakes in this thing, which is really nice, but, well, they don't come up very often, I will say. It's more for dive bombing, but, again, doesn't really come up very much. And my teammate is now taking a head-on with a Spitfire, which is not going to end well for him. Well, I'm afraid, mate, I've got to help my teammate. Alright, let's see if we can nuke you. That's severe, we'll take it. Pilot's almost dead, though. That's the problem with having no armour on the front. No bulletproof glass, no nothing, really. Like, genuinely, this thing has no armour in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of sad, but, you know, you have to make sacrifices, I guess. Alright, let's get... Okay, that's fine. You can finish them off if you want, I don't really care. That's the LA5 who was pursuing us earlier. We have got a yak coming in on our right, which we need to deal with. Severe. Ow. Oh yeah, this is not handling too good. She no likey, this chief. Alright, let's see if I can get these bombs out, because this thing is handling like dog water. 1, 2, 3, just so I can lighten the load a bit more. I'll just drop the rest, I'm not going to need them. Alright, we're barely alive, the pilot's barely alive at least, and we've got more enemy aircraft coming in, so we might as well engage them. Because why not? Hello Mr. Yak 1B, how are we doing today? Although I'm not doing very well, because this airframe is handling like ass. With this damage at least. Okay, he's been dealt with, I'm going to go for the Spitfire. Well, try to. Only way I'm going to kill it is if he takes a head on. Or if I get a lucky shot here, I guess. No, he's turning way too sharply to do that. I'm going to have to start making my way back to my runway as well, because, well, you know. Go on. Bugger off. Because, yeah, my left engine's leaking coolant, and, well, my right engine's leaking oil, so I kind of need to head back soon. B-18's been dealt with, that's fine. He's just going to do the noob wobble, it looks like. That's fine. You know, you do know if I land a single shell, you're dead. Okay, I didn't even hit him. Sure, we'll take the ace. Alright, we need to head back, because the left engine's about gone, and I don't remember if this plane can fly back on one engine. I don't think it can. And well, with the right engine leaking oil, this could get interesting on the way home. Yeah, this ain't looking good, but I mean, that's an ace, and we've not really had to work for it. I say that, we did have to take a couple of head-ons, but, well, that's standard for the SM.91, I'm afraid. It does head-ons very well, so I'm going to do it. We're lucky to not be dead, though, because our pilot is pretty much dead. Hey, at least I didn't have that stupid, mechanic anymore, where if your pilot's wounded, the aircraft handles even more like ass. We would definitely be dead because of that. Alright. See if we can get a couple of ground targets whilst we're on the way back. Oh, she's not liking this. She's very badly damaged. Gaijin, give me one of those armoured cars. Those are BA6s. And or BA11, it depends on the model. Alright, our engines aren't going to make it, so I'm going to have to put this thing down in a field somewhere. Well, whilst I go do that, I will cut you all to the next match, because I need to put wheels down, like, ASAP. So, I'll see you shortly. And welcome to the second match. Sikogna's going to have my arse for this, but you know what? I don't really care. It's not every day you get to shoot 6 20mm cannons at an IL-4. I mean, come on. When's the last time you lot did it? Well, he's about to find out the hard way. Oh, it had to be done. I'm sorry, Sikogna. Beautiful. Look at that thing burn. Clean up an IL-4. We love to see it. yeah, so Cogner's going to have my arse, but I don't really care, to be honest. Alright, so we have got a lot of enemy aircraft that have climbed. Mostly I-16s and Yak-9s. I've also got a dude in an I-29, which I really don't want to deal with. I'd rather deal with the Oscar, because at least the Oscar I can kill the tail gun. Which it looks like he wishes to engage, so I'm going to break right, and we will make him come towards that tail. He might have a compadre looking at the minimap. Yeah, he does. The Hurricane's coming this way as well. Well, if he wants to tail sit a SM.91, he is more than welcome to. The BVs have gotten the Hurricane to break off. Let's see if I can fire a couple of rounds, scare him off. That'll do it! That's funny. That did no damage, so we're fine. Even then, it hit the tail, so it's fine. Or the fuselage area. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. That's the last time you're going to hear me singing. And there we go. That's what I mean. That tail gun is so busted for this BR. Especially thanks to the buff that this thing got. Well, I say this thing got, more like most aircraft armed with cannons these days. Honestly, I'm just glad they fixed the cannons, because like that should happen to a Key 43. But like originally, if the nerf, well, like the nerf was not undone, I would have had to have poured hundreds of rounds into that thing just to have a chance of killing it, which that just tells you how bad it was. Alright, so we've got quite a few enemy aircraft here, and we've got a massive dogfight going on. I just need to pick the correct targets, and the P-40 appears to be coming for me, so I do not want that. And he's also coming for me. I'll take it. Yeah! There's a 916 on my tail. Go on, bugger off. Nope, 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 nope. I love how they all switch their target to me. I have a 20 mil as well. Ow. I need that. I definitely need that, because that's one of my ailerons. This thing don't roll well, as it is. It's not. This aircraft doesn't roll particularly well, I will say. Like its roll rate is subpar, but now that we're missing an aileron, it's especially subpar. Okay, P-40's coming back. Yak-9's crippled, but that's the one I crippled earlier. Let's see if we can take him out. No. Nah, we're dead. That was kind of dumb from me, but, well, that just proves that a Yak with a crippled wing is still a threat, and a P-40 with a dying engine is still a threat. And, of course, the fact that I didn't, you know, elevate the guns enough, but, hey, I'll take it. That'll do. And, well, I hope that goes to show, like, the firepower of this thing, because it is a very good plane. It's just very slept on, and it's kind of a shame, because I don't really see these things all that much, and I kind of hope that gives you an idea of how good this thing is. But obviously, all things must come to an end, which I'm sure Sir Cogner will be sad about, which is the Italian part of the Talisman series, at least for aircraft. As for the French, because we are moving on to them next, we do have some pretty interesting aircraft that we do have as part of this series. And, well, we're starting it out off with the D373, a plane that I haven't flown in quite a long time. Mainly because I don't need to. Like, I have Palia's D510, I have the late 298D, which I'd rather fly because it gets an air spawn. But, no, I'm kind of looking forward to taking a look at some of these planes, because, well, some of them I don't think I've ever featured on the channel. But anyway, I'm going to leave it to it for today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the SM.91 in action, and I'll see you next time.